Hi everyone, I'm Mia and I'm running for secretary because I would love to be in charge of keeping everything UFC related organized. I'm known for paying close attention to detail and will make sure everything said at board and gen meetings are recorded properly. I also acknowledge that I have the responsibility of making sure that information is properly communicated to and among the board members. I've also had prior experience using MailChimp to send weekly newsletters, and if elected, I promise to do my best to fulfill the important role of secretary.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a first-year nursing major, and I'm running to be your guys' secretary. I want to be able to give back to UFC after it has let me become more involved and closer to our culture. Being vice president of Asian Student Union my senior year of high school, I realized the importance of having an efficient and effective way to communicate with not only our board, but club members as well. With this, having good organization of plans and the content that the club creates. As your secretary, I want to ensure that everyone is punctually up to date with everything we plan and to have easy accessibility to information about what's going on. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and I'll be running for the upcoming year's secretary. For as long as I can remember, I've always been really punctual in balancing my personal, work, and school lives all while having fun. Being a nursing major and a bio coach for this past school year has really helped me improve these skills as well. I've always been on top of deadlines, follow-ups, and scheduling, in part because I like to ensure all the different parts of my life have their own dedicated time, and also because I value organization and timeliness, which I believe would make me a good secretary. Thank you.
Great job, everybody. This is my question. So, how would you describe your communication style, and how will you implement this into your duties as secretary?
I'd like to describe my communication style as relatively concise and to the point. Of course, any messages I'd send would be warm and welcoming, but overall I know people are busy and they kind of just want to get to the point when they're reading things. They have other things to do, other things they want to do, so when they're checking up emails and stuff, straight to the point, have bullet-pointed lists, just get where they need to go.
I think for me, my communication style is very open, and I think an important part of secretary, because it has a lot to do with communication, is just being approachable. And I think I also have a very diverse communication style, so I know currently a lot of what the secretary does is through email, but I think that's a really good way to do it, but I also think there's a way that we can incorporate social media, I don't know, maybe even a text line. Like, honestly, I just want all of my ideas to be out in the open and for people to be able to come to me with any ideas. So in general, just keeping that open line of communication and being approachable to anyone, whether it be a board member or a gen member.
I'd say my communication style is very direct. Again, through Barrio, I just sent a lot of emails, so there were a lot of different people I'd have to communicate with. So I'd always be straight to the point, but also still give them all the info they needed and info that would be useful to them, whether it be for their job or the jobs that included their other responsibilities between other committees.
Send your questions. I haven't received other ones yet. The big questions over there.
I came late.
If you're late. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Beyond sending emails and creating the newsletters, how else would you support the board?
Can you repeat the question?
Beyond making newsletters and sending out emails for announcements, how else would you support the board?
As I mentioned in my speech, I think a big role of secretary is like taking notes and making sure everything is documented. So in that sense, I want to make sure that everyone is heard. Again, whether that be through board meetings or during gen meetings as well. And I think being secretary, there's also a chance for me to connect with PR, maybe doing like an open forum to see what gen members want to see in the club, and then relaying that information to the board. And just, I think secretary can be a good middle person between gen members and the e-board, so I think in that sense I am supporting the e-board by making sure that all of our gen members are satisfied with their time in UFC.
Similarly, I think I'd want to communicate in more ways than one, not just email, but maybe Slack and Remind as well. Just quick little reminders of what's going on, what's coming up, and things like that. I'd also like to have not only gen meeting summaries, but also board member summaries, because a lot of things goes on. Meetings can sometimes be long, but sort of just have like a overall summary of what went down, what we want you to know, and what we want you to take away.
Something I utilize a lot for like work and school, just like everything I do in general, is Notion. So I like laying out all my assignments and all things I have to do for either UFC related, my major, or work. So that lets me be adaptable because I know where I can see everything that I need to do, and then where I can include things and where I can move things around. So I can use that to look at my schedule and then also incorporate other people's schedules as well. And doing that, I could be like a calm and supportive presence to the rest of the board, and also just help facilitate communication through communicating my needs and then being able to look at what everyone else needs as well.